Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mel's Talking Hands. And today I have a treat for you because I have a special guest, hubby here.
Oh, hey guys.
So we are going to be doing our complete Rolex collection. We're going to go through it in chronological order. So the first one we got to the last one, and also talk about prices. So you can see empty slots here, but I have 10 Rolex watches to show you. So if you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Mel. If you love all things luxury, I would love for you to stick around. Just hit that red subscribe button and don't forget to click that bell so you're notified each time I upload. And make sure you stay tuned to the end because I'll be revealing my favorite Rolex.
And my favorite Rolex too.
So let's get into the very first watch. Okay, first up is a super special watch. And this is actually my late mother-in-law's watch that she gave to me many, many years ago. So this is actually a vintage Rolex Lady Datejust. This one is in 26mm dial. They actually don't make 26mm anymore. The smallest Ladies Datejust is 28mm. And this is super special because it is in all 18 karat gold. And as you can see, it's got diamond indices. My mother-in-law was a very classy lady. She loved her diamonds like I do. So this holds a very special place in my heart because it was hers. I like that it's very petite, and plus, how can you go wrong with an all-over gold Rolex, right?
You're right. And what I love about this one, it's actually got a sunburst champagne dial, which you can just pick up on the actual screen. And it's actually got my favorite bracelet, which is the president bracelet, and you've got the little hidden Rolex crown there as well. So that's really cool.
Okay, next up is actually hubby's first Rolex, and this is the classic Oyster Perpetual in size 36.
A funny story about this one, I remember when they first came out with these OPs and the colored dials, remember that?
Yes, all the candy colors.
Yeah, I knew that I wouldn't get one of the colored dials, so I purposely asked for this silver dial, not knowing that I'd be the first one in Melbourne to get it. But I actually fell in love with it because it's such a everyday piece that you can just wear. And the silver dial with the actual gold indices kind of just goes with everything.
It does. Fun fact, the Oyster Perpetual range is actually in their classics collections. It's not in their professional collections. And this would be the cheaper Rolex watches.
I mean, as you and I both know, none of them are cheap.
None of them are cheap, but you know, I still think Rolex watches, we don't buy to resell, but it was really interesting because when we got this like around 5 years ago, the retail price was around just under 8,000. And now what's the retail price?
About 10.
10. So that's like nearly a 30% increase in, less than 5 years.
Amazing.
But it's beautiful. So that's the second one. Next up, oh my goodness, this was the very first watch that I surprised hubby with. I got this from Watches of Switzerland, I think back in 2020. And this is a very coveted watch. So hubby, tell us about it.
Well, I think you guys probably know this is the Submariner no date. The great thing about this one is that it is iconic. It's very desired, as you said, but it has got the nicest sounding clicky bezel. Can you give it a little whine for me?
Can you hear that, guys?
There is no watch which has a better bezel sound than that one. And the great thing about this is that it's got actually an adjustable bracelet size. So if you flip it over, it's got a little adjustment mechanism and it just makes it that much more comfortable.
And then as hubby mentioned before, I remember when I was requesting this, I specifically wanted the one with no date. So yes, it comes in 2 versions. So this is the one without the date window. And then this watch has gone up a lot as well. When we bought it around 5 years ago, it was around 11, and now it's almost 15,000 Australian dollars, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's about 15, so it's gone up just over 30%.
So that's quite a big increase as well.
Yeah, and don't forget this is the low end of the Rolex watch market. As you know, that watches are a bit more attainable now.
Yeah.
So at the peak in 2020, 2021, these watches were going crazy.
Yes. So as you know, if you can get it from the Rolex boutique, there might be a bit of a wait. So even if this is like 15,000 Australian dollars now, if you were to buy it on the secondary market, it would be like over 20,000.
And I think you forgot to mention something.
What?
we got this, or you got this for me for our 21st wedding anniversary.
Oh, yes. 5 years ago. Yes, because this year we'll be celebrating 26 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a special watch, right?
Yep.
Okay, next up is a watch not everybody likes. I would say it's a less popular Rolex watch. It is still, still considered professional?
This is still a professional,
Yeah.
yeah. This is the Rolex Milgauss in the Z blue color. So the thing which is cool about this is that this is probably one of the quirkiest watches that Rolex has ever produced. The reason why it's quirky is because not only does it have the Thunderbolt orange hand you can see there,
Yeah.
it's actually also got Rolex's only patented green glass. So you can see that there's a bit of a green tinge, a bottle green tinge to it. And that contrasted against the sunburst blue dial, it just produces a really interesting contrast.
I actually really like it. I know people might not like it, but I like that it's a little bit quirky.
I love this watch. I think it's not for everyone, but I don't know. People call me quirky, right? So
Yes.
it suits.
Very clean sort of bezel, which I think suits it because there is a lot going on the face of the watch. And then I think when we got this in 2021, I think it was discontinued. Was it like a year or so ago?
Something like that,
yeah. And obviously we don't know the retail of it now because it's been discontinued. But when we bought it, it was 11,700 AUD. So I think the last time it had gone up quite a lot.
I think this one's worth probably about 20,000 if you bought it now.
Yeah. And that's considering that the secondary watch market is down at the moment.
The other thing about Rolex, it might be the most desirable watch brand in the world. That doesn't mean it's the best watch brand in the world, but it's definitely up there.
It's the most popular.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, next up is actually another watch from their classic range, and you can't get more classic than the Datejust. And this is the one in 36 millimeters. And this is different because it has the Jubilee bracelet. So more classic. This also can come in the Oyster, is that correct, Tubbs?
Yeah, I mean, you can get it in the Oyster bracelet. And you can get it in the Jubilee bracelet, and you can also get it in the smooth bezel. But the classic combo is that fluted bezel that you can see that reflects the light, matched with that Jubilee bracelet. So I think this is very classic. It's a good small size, which is a very popular size in Rolex, which is 36 millimeters, like you were saying. And look, the blue, you just can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong. Well, blue is your favorite color. Blue is also my favorite color, but this is a very unisex watch. I mean, I would definitely wear it as well, but obviously hubby and I have different wrist sizes, but a lot of women buy this watch as well.
Oh, yeah. This is unisex. Anyone can wear it. And this was a pretty good buy. This was, I think I bought it for 12,000.
Yeah. And the current retail now is just over 15,000, so about a 26% increase.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's still gone up. I think we got this in, you got this from Hourglass in 2021, is that correct?
Yeah, it was around Christmas time.
Yep. Okay, next up is actually one of my Rolexes, and it was the first watch I actually considered getting something so big because my wrist size is not that big. I was worried that the 40 would be too big for me. So this is the Daytona.
I actually thought the same thing as you, but the most important thing is the lug-to-lug distance of the watch, and it still just fits on your wrist.
Yeah, it actually does. Sometimes you just really need to go and try the watches on because every watch company, even though it says the face might be 39 or 40 or 41, for example, this wears smaller because of the lug distance compared to, say, my AP watch. If this was in a 41, it actually looks a lot bigger on my wrist.
Yeah, and this one was recently updated, but the current version, which pretty much looks identical, retails for quite a lot more.
So this one here, as you can see, is a two-tone. So it's got the stainless steel and then it's got the gold. So I really liked that combination. They also have one, I don't know what it's called, hubby, but it's got the rubber bracelet.
Oh, that's the Oyster Flex bracelet. That's a little bit more casual.
Yeah. That's really nice as well. But this one, yeah, I got it the same time you got your Datejust in blue, but I just got it from Watches of Switzerland, my first purchase from them, and I absolutely love this watch. And you know, this is a chronograph, as you can see on the face. So we paid about 24,500 Australian dollars. And guys, this has increased so much. So if you wanted to get this watch now, it currently retails for $35,100. So in less than 4 years, it's increased like 43%. And I think that's because the price of gold has gone up so much, I think.
Well, I think you're right.
Yeah.
And the current one is a slightly different model, but it's pretty much identical.
What's different about it?
I think the indices are slightly different, and maybe the movement has been slightly upgraded, but basically they look the same.
They look the same. Well, I still love this watch, so I have no regrets on this purchase. Okay, next is this beautiful Oyster Perpetual 41. And this is something I totally surprised hubby with. I've done a video on it before. I will link it above. He thought I was going in to pick up my watch, but then he opened this and you know, as he said before, when he got his first OP36, he didn't think he'll get a candy colored one. And I know hubby, out of all the other colors, really liked the green. I surprised him with this.
I was very surprised. I mean, you can see my reaction from that video. I was genuinely shocked.
Yep.
And what's really cool about this one is I do love green. I like wearing green, but green is an anniversary color in Rolex.
Yes, it is like Rolex green, isn't it? The iconic box, everything. Is it? It's probably not called Rolex green, is it?
No, I think it's just called green.
But what can I say? I love green. It's not really an emerald green, but this is, yeah, all these colors were so coveted, all the candy colors. Like nowadays, they still do have the green, but if you remember back then, they released it in green, in pink, turquoise, red, and yellow. And with the red and yellow, that's been discontinued, but in the green, you can still get it in the 41.
Yeah, and in the 36, you can still get the pink and turquoise, and you can get that funny celebration dial.
Oh yeah,
which looks like it has hundreds and thousands all over it.
Not my personal favorite, but in the 41 size though, it doesn't come in the pink and turquoise.
Correct.
Yeah, but love the oyster bracelet, love the color. It just gives you a pop to an outfit.
Yeah.
Okay, talking about Oyster Perpetuals, this is my one. And like I mentioned before, hubby thought I was going to go pick this up when I surprised him with the green one. But this is the Oyster Perpetual 36. And I've always wanted one, but especially this beautiful kind of sakura pink dial. So if I just do a quick comparison, you can see the difference between a 41 and a 36. So everything we mentioned before is exactly the same. But with the pink, it only comes in the 36 and not the 41. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention price, guys. So we bought these in early 2023. And this one at the time was 9,050 Australian dollars, and this was $8,600. Now in terms of the retail, this is about 10,500 and this is pretty much 10,000. So both of them have gone up about 17%. So still a big increase in about 2 years, right?
Yeah, I think so. But the fact is, these are the more everyday Rolexes.
Yeah.
And they're not and they're not as coveted as the other ones, but I like them because they're just really vibrant.
So we have kind of like matchy watches. And then this is a beautiful watch. I'll let hubby talk about it and introduce this.
So this is the Datejust 41 and it's got the slate grey dial, or it's sometimes referred to as the Wimbledon dial. Some people prefer this with the fluted bezel and the Jubilee bracelet, but I specifically requested the smooth bezel. And do you know why? Because if you look at other pictures of it, if you have the fluted bezel with the Jubilee dial and the Roman numerals, it's just too messy.
Yes, so just to give you an idea, this Wimbledon does come with, see, this is the fluted bezel. So, you know, hubby had to wait for this one because he specifically wanted the smooth. So this would be the fluted. So if you can imagine fluting and then with the Jubilee, that probably is a little bit too much.
Yeah, and a little word of caution. If you get the 36 mil of this one, if you look where the Roman numerals 7 and 8 are, it gets really cramped from a design point of view on the 36 mil. And no one ever talks about that. But if you look at it closely, it looks like it's jammed. And once you see it,
You can't unsee it. So basically go for the 41.
Yeah, and this has got a slightly more sporty vibe by having the smooth bezel compared to the fluted bezel.
But with this bracelet, this Jubilee bracelet, you could have picked the oyster one in this one too, couldn't you?
Yeah, but I specifically wanted this combo.
The Jubilee. I really like it. And it's, again, this wouldn't be as popular.
No, this is not as popular, but it's an iconic Rolex. But you're right, it's not as desirable as something like a Submariner.
Yeah, I still like it. I also like how the indices are in green.
And you can tell that this one is slightly less desirable because I bought this for about 12.
Yeah.
And it was 2023.
Yeah, so around the same time as these two, maybe a couple months later.
Exactly. And now I think when I last looked, it's just under 14,000. So it's gone up about 11%.
11 compared to 17.
Yeah, I mean, it's still an increase. Not that it matters because I'm not going to sell it, but not as desirable as the other models.
And then the final watch in our collection is the one that I got for our 25-year wedding anniversary for hubby. I love this watch. And
I love this watch.
And what is it, Hobbs?
It's the Rolex GMT Master 2 in the black and green.
Yes.
But it's sometimes referred to as the
Sprite. And people absolutely collect these because in terms of the bezel, there's different colors. I mean, they have the Hulk, which is...
It was a all green bezel and a green dial. And then they had the Starbucks, which was a black dial with a green bezel.
A green bezel. And then the Batman, where it is black and blue. And then the Pepsi, right?
And the Pepsi, and then the root beer.
Oh, there's so many. Would you add another one?
I don't mind the black and grey. I think it's called the Bruce Wayne because it's got that Batman-esque theme to it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a bit more subdued, which I like. But no, I like this one because it's a left-hand watch and it's a very unique Rolex. They've only made a couple of left-hand Rolexes in their entire history. And I just like it once again because it's slightly quirky.
Yeah. And then obviously since I only got this like at the end of last year, it's had a very small price increase. So when we bought it, it was 18,300 and now it is 18,750.
But because this is such a coveted model on the grey market, they're worth about 30,000 Australian.
Yeah, that's if you can get this. So a lot of people, it's a long waiting list. Like we had to wait a while for this as well, but it was definitely worth the wait. But in terms of resale value, I would say the top three generally across the range would be, you know, the GMT, the Daytona, but in the all over steel version, and then probably the Submariner hubs. Would you agree?
I would say so.
Yeah, these three. And, you know, as I said before, girls definitely buy these as well. So just because they're, you know, in the men's category, I've seen girls completely rock these watches as well. And yeah, that is our complete collection. And I have to ask Hobbs, which one, if you only had to pick one, is your favorite?
Ooh, that's a really tough one.
Yeah.
I would have said a few months ago, it would have been my very first Rolex, which is the silver OP.
Yep, but what is it now?
As soon as you got me the left-hand Sprite for our 25th wedding anniversary, I can't ever part with this watch. Yeah. I love this watch. I like what it represents. I like that it's got an anniversary color on it. And I like that it's from you.
Aww. I have to say this is my favorite Rolex out of your Rolexes as well.
But which is your favorite Rolex for you?
Which is my favorite Rolex? Okay. Well, it's not like I have a huge Rolex collection, but I think I would have to say this pretty pink OP36. I've been wearing this one a lot lately and I just love the color. Honestly, I love all of mine. I've only got 3, but this one was the one that I waited the longest for and I just think it's so pretty.
And it just paints the point that your favorite watch doesn't always have to be the most expensive watch either, right?
Yes, exactly. And then, hubby, do you have any other Rolex watches on your wish list? What's next?
Hey, I'm very jealous of Tom Cruise.
Oh, yes. And that is one hard watch to get. So on top of hubby's watch wish list is...
It's the Yachtmaster in titanium.
That is so hard to get.
I've never seen one.
Yes, I was asking my SA and he's never seen it as well. So that's on the wish list. Will we get it? I'm not sure. But, you know, you can always put it on and hope for the best, right?
Only can hope.
So that is it for this video, guys. Our complete Rolex watch collection. I would love to know, out of all of these, which was your favorite? Please comment below. So, well, do I have any Rolex watches on my wish list? I'm actually really content with these three, but I definitely do have other watches on my wish list. And also, let us know if you want to see hubby's other watches, because he's got a lot of other watches from other brands as well, right?
Yeah, sure do.
So, have a great day or night, and I will catch you in my next video.
Bye,
Bye
guys.
guys.